Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Today we'll list the top moments and stories we covered this year. Before we get into it, we want to thank you for all the support you've given us this year. It never goes unappreciated. Drop a comment below and let us know what your favorite video was from this past year.
Real quick guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
At number 10 on our list, we have Joan, who's a real estate agent in the United States. She turned to online dating after her husband passed away. She met a man named Roger on Our Time, and they started to fall in love. Roger came to Joan with countless problems, and Joan wanted to help. So she sent him money for hospital fees, business ventures, and more. We just released this video last week where we helped give closure after being scammed out of over $500,000. Please write some encouraging comments about this woman. She's very strong for sharing her story.
Oh, baby, what a nightmare. I wish you would just come home from Alaska. I mean it. I wish you would just come home. God.
I know, but you know, this is not something I planned or you planned. Calm down.
I know.
I didn't plan it, nor did you. It never did, though. But you know, it's something we need to resolve everything.
That started it. And again, I'm sending money, and my light bulb doesn't go off. I sent money when he had malaria. Then he comes down with appendicitis and a hernia.
Joan is now taking action to hopefully get some of her money back that she sent to the scammer. To watch the full story, click the card or click the link in our bio.
I called the police right from his house. I went to the police station. My son joined me later, and I'm so thankful. My kids have forgiven me. I never knew how well off my husband left me.
At number 9, we have Therese. Therese met a man online named Christian on the dating app Badoo. The two formed a relationship and chatted on the phone, but she never met him in person. After Therese sent Christian $40,000, she confronted him on being a scammer. Therese was messaged by an FBI agent who claimed that he can get her money back. She paid the FBI agent over $60,000, but we found out he was also a scammer. Therese and the Social Catfish team are working on ways to retrieve the money that she was scammed out of.
Who's taken so much money from me, and he's saying that he wants to more money from me to find the guy I dated, which he hasn't found anyone yet. It's been a saga trying to get my money back.
To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in our bio.
After I spent $64,000 on the investigator, I'm reaching out to Social Catfish because I want you guys to show other people, to show the other people out there what it's like, and if the scams are looking at this, for them to stop doing these type of things to people, to innocent people.
At number 8, we have Yvette, a registered nurse living in Canada. After the passing of her husband, Yvette turned to online dating. This brave woman reached out to us to verify a man she met online named Charles. Charles duped Yvette out of $75,000. Yvette loved this man and she wanted to help him get out of prison. So she sold her personal cars and jewelry to get enough money to send to this man.
I owned a 2500 Dodge Ram. I had a 86 Corvette convertible in the garage that hadn't been driven for 15 years. And I have a holiday trailer in addition to my house, a little Kia Rio car that has 342,000 kilometers on it. And he said, is there any chance you could try like selling the Corvette or selling the truck or selling the trailer? And
months went by and Christian needed more money. So he asked Yvette to refinance her home to help him pay for fees. Thankfully, Yvette reached out to us before she sent any more money.
I'm reaching out to Social Catfish to try to fill in the blanks that I haven't been able to fill in, to try to find out if Charles Landry is in fact detained in Dubai, is in fact a member of the military there, and is in a bad situation he can't get himself out of, and if this man is real or if he's just an extremely gifted, charming man who has taken the opportunity to prey on people like myself.
Yvette has great support from her daughter and the rest of her family. She's working on repairing her life now. To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the links in the bio.
I'm ripped apart.
I know you've invested a lot of time and energy and emotion. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
At number 7, we have Lori from Canada. Lori reached out to us about a man she met online who claimed his name was Nick. They never met in person and were even engaged. Lori had suspicion that he wasn't who he claimed to be, so she reached out to us to verify his identity. This story reveals the emotional roller coaster and manipulation that these scammers put their victims through.
I was so happy. Like, I never felt such joy, such intense emotional joy.
To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in our bio.
I was losing weight. I had something to really work hard for. I had my wedding coming up, that we were planning. I was looking for wedding rings and everything else. And I was just I felt such love and such joy, and it felt like my heart was just going to explode.
At number 6, we have Debbie. After a series of catastrophes, she lost everything. As soon as she was able to get the strength to recover, she found comfort in a scammer who romanced her until she completely trusted him, and he made her life even harder. But this story has an unexpected twist. Debbie's problems first started when her husband was diagnosed with liver cancer. Once he was given the diagnosis, he died 60 days later, before Debbie even had a chance to process the situation. After a while, Debbie turned to online dating and met 2 men that we found out were scammers. Debbie has now moved on and has learned so much. To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in our bio.
I got sick of sending him money. I had even pawned some of my jewelry. He started saying, well, I'm due to come home soon. Don't worry about a thing. You'll have everything you want.
At number 5, we have a woman named Shannon from Colorado. Shannon met a guy named Daniel from Plenty of Fish. He claimed that he was looking for a future with Shannon, and she believed him for 2 years of talking to him. She helped him send money for an investment plan, a job, and even a wedding for the 2 of them. She sent a whopping total of $120,000 over the course of 2 years, and even took out a home equity loan for $100,000 to pay this money to him. She ended up selling her home for a condo to pay this money back and is now with a real man named Dale. We helped bring closure to Shannon by finding the man that the scammer stole the pictures from, and the 2 had a very interesting conversation.
And I'd like to bring him on the call if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. His name is Albert.
Yeah, I oh my God. I see you.
Hi there.
Oh my God. I've looked at this man's face for 2.5 years, or at least 2 years. Wow.
Shannon is now happily in a relationship with a new man, and the 2 have met in person. To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the links in the bio.
You're real. You're a real person, not just a picture. I even have videos of you exercising where you're in a gym and you're doing sit-ups and stuff. It's like those were the only real moving parts of you that I got to see. I can count every mole on your face. I know every point on your face.
Wow.
Literally.
At number 4, we have a woman named Jody from Oregon who met a man named Colin in 2014 after swiping through matches on Match.com. This relationship went on for 7 years, and the 2 never met in person. She was completely in love with him and thought nothing was going wrong. He asked for help here and there, but it was nothing major, and she would never question it. And then one day, she was watching Dr. Phil and saw an episode where they were catching a bunch of catfish. That's when she started questioning whether Colin was a real person or just another catfish. She reached out to Social Catfish for help, and we found his true identity. We tried to bring as much closure and evidence to show that the man was not who he claimed to be.
Last time I bought something for myself, I think I squeezed out a pair of jeans this year. I can't remember when, but I think I did squeeze out a pair of jeans, and my next major thing was getting this bed yesterday, and my first payment is due in a couple of weeks. He is wanting me to, I guess, return it or not make the first payment and send him the money.
To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in the bio.
The best thing that you can do is block him. Anytime he tries to reach out to you, you block him. Depending on, I know you sent a lot of the money through gift cards.
I sent some in gift cards. A lot of it was cash. to New York, and then they sent it through Bitcoin, apparently.
Yeah, so like it's gonna be very hard for you to recover that money because of the way that you sent it, and the reason why he asked for you to send it in those forms is because he's a scammer and he doesn't want to be traced back. You sent the money in non-traceable ways.
At number 3, we have a woman named Shelly, who was dating 3 different men online. She was suspicious about the 3 men being scammers, so we stepped in to verify their identities. While talking to one of the men, claiming to be named Robert, she received several envelopes of cash from a third party. She would buy gift cards in Bitcoin with the cash, then send the currency back to Robert. She met these 2 men on Zoosk and Facebook dating, and we ended up tracking one of them to Lagos, Nigeria. We found that all 3 of these profiles were fake with the tools on socialcatfish.com. To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the links in the bio.
Yeah, my ex-husband about flipped because I never gave him a dime. These are Simon's. He's on a rig now, supposedly. These are Antonio and his sons. And they're Apple cards. A little here, a little there. Well, when you don't worry about it and you just throw it off to the side and then you say, hey, you know what? I've got a stack of those things. I need to start keeping an eye on this. I still talk to Robert. As long as he's not asking for money, we're good. It's more of a good morning, good night kind of thing going on.
At number 2, we have a concerned family after the mom and wife, Debbie, fell victim to a romance scam.
How confident are you that, he's either real or not real?
Oh, he's real.
She met her romance scammer after playing an innocent game of song pop and started talking to him non-stop. Even though she was married, the scammer made her question how she felt about her husband and whether or not she wanted to stay in the marriage.
Were there any signs over the last year or over the last 2 months before the bank?
She spent a lot of time with her phone in places that I couldn't see. There's just no way I was not going to trust this woman, after that many years. She's always been trustworthy.
He asked her for $50,000 to fix an oil rig that he was working on. Debbie and her family came to Social Catfish to get the help they needed as they tried to figure out whether the man was real. To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in our bio.
And these are his most recent photos. And so he has a beard, he has long hair, he's gone on, gay pride parades, and he's been interviewed with his boyfriend. And we also checked voter registration. And sure enough, the person's real, 100%. We reached out, but he didn't want to be involved at all. And his images, I'm gonna show you something really quickly. I'm gonna turn my screen around. Did you see all those pictures on the wall?
Yes.
So these were just a fraction of the fake websites and fake dating profiles that were using Mr. information all over the internet.
At number 1, we have a couple from North Carolina. A man named Steven falls in love with a scammer posing to be the adult film actress Alex Lynx. He tells everyone that he's going to leave his wife Tammy for her. However, his wife suspects that the online girlfriend is actually a romance scammer. Tammy has decided to move on from Steven. She's planning to move out and get a job to support herself.
What things make you feel like this person's real?
She's got a lot of the right answers, and she's got all the excuses not to talk to me on the phone and stuff like that. And that's where I draw the line. It's like I know she's got something hiding right there because of that shit.
How much money have you given?
Too much. Probably about $8,000.
To watch the full story of this episode, click the YouTube card or the link in the bio.
I do want to start off and say, Alex, have you ever met Steven, the guy in the black shirt?
No.
We brought Alex on here because we deal with so many people in her situation. And, yes, she's like a celebrity. Yes, people know who she is, but people take advantage of her, and she's also a victim.
We'd like to hear from you in the comments. Let us know your favorite Scamfish moment of the year. Thanks for watching, and see you all in 2022.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.
Scams come in so many different forms. If you have been a victim of any of the scams below, please email us at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We'll get to the bottom of it with help from our Social Catfish team. By sharing your story with our YouTube audience, we can educate, spread awareness, and maybe someday we can put an end to these scams.